Morning, folks. Morning. Gee, what's going on with this? I have to fix that. Anyway, looks like we have interesting story this morning. A reason why all of this is going on with the Hells Angels. Geez, what the heck is going on here? I hate live. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, that's better. So, this morning we have interesting thing here with the Hells Angels. A judge has said that they can be tried with this extra gang enhancement thing, and that's always a problem. We're going to talk about why that is, why they're going to be charged, and how that happened and the results of it. So we'll be looking at that this morning. A couple of other stories, but the big story is that thing on the highway that happened between the Hells Angels and the Vagos is now going to be a bad thing for, I think it's those 7 guys that are facing those charges, and we'll discuss that and look at the inside of that. So good morning this morning. I'm glad to be alive. I will be talking to you guys also about what happened to me on Friday when I almost died, I guess. At least that's what I thought was happening. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be right back in a minute and 7 seconds. Glad we finally got the camera working right. So give me just about a minute and 7 seconds for this introduction, this brief introduction, and we will get right into the news show this morning. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books and you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name's Black Dragon. Longer than me, the intensity, revving up on Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the mighty Black Sabbath. MC, we're paid his dues and he earned his stripes. From prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one love them. Like Michael with the cowboy hat, the nose kung fu and says kick can. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Yourself educated by his books and you learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
Okay. All right, then. Well, all righty. Man, these buttons, man. I try to do the best I can with these buttons. Anyway, it's my boy Lavish T. Williams and myself.
What's up? What's happening? What's happening?
Morning, man. My camera's acting all bad and stuff. I can't hit the right button. But I'm glad to be alive! I'm glad to be alive out here. Man. We had a scary one Friday. Where were you? Where was my Lavish T. Williams when I needed him?
Man, I was out of here.
Yeah, I was almost out of here, man. I was almost out of here. Bro, whoo, I gotta tell you, they told me that I no longer had Black Sabbath family anymore. But man, the family that I have now showed the hell out on Friday. The family I have now showed out on Friday. They said I didn't have a family anymore. I got to tell you folks, man. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Friday I had some sort of reaction. They think it was a blood sugar dip because of this medicine I'm on. They think the medicine took my blood sugar too low. And how I felt, all of a sudden, this wave started coming through me, and I thought I was having a stroke or a heart attack, and my whole body was like, whew, and then my whole hands and stuff, my finger, everything went numb up, and I was just like, I was sitting here like, oh shit, I'm dying on national video. I'm dying on YouTube. I was going to be one of those, videos they make, the top 10 dudes who died live on YouTube. That's what I thought. And I'm sitting here and I'm just like,
I don't know, Dragon. If it would have been like a boring death, it wouldn't really, go viral or nothing like that. They would have had to reach out to me, so I could have just told you, Dragon, if we're gonna lose you, man, I need theatrics, man.
Shoot myself? What?
Yeah, I'm saying, because I don't want you to, every death is not a viral death. It's boring. It's like, man, let me click off of this. I would have, you would have had to be. You would have had to put a little bit of more umph into it. Do some shaking and share some last words and some things like that. Then that would have went viral, man. Then your numbers would have went through the roof.
Yeah, because we're a desensitized country. Yeah, absolutely. Papa Penguin says out bad and out of blood sugar. So I'm sitting here feeling like I'm gonna die. I was really scared. I was petrified. And then all of a sudden, first thing I know, man, you got C. Ruger dialing my number, Mike Ball calling my number. You got all of you see Ruger some kind of way tracked down Tia. This internet thing is scary. He tracked down Tia and got a text message to her. He tracked her down using her Facebook page. These are some sleuths we have. And my phone's ringing off the hook. My people, I'm getting text messages from all over the freaking world. All while this is all going on, man. I just like my family, and this is like within a minute. Like as soon as I started this stuff, man, C. Ruger's already hit me. Boom, boom, and Mike Ball was on the phone with me all the way to the hospital, yelling at me and stuff. Because I drove myself. Mike Ball's yelling at me. Frank Samatero, Frank called me, yelled at me, sent me messages. I mean, told me he loved me and everything. And oh my goodness, this one guy out of New York that I've had some really bad words with and have fought. We've had some ugly things to say to one another. He even called me and told me he loved me, which. The only person that didn't call and tell me they love me, Lavish T. Williams, was.
Hey, man, I called to check.
Where's my I love you? I didn't. Even Foxy called me from the PRO. Where's my I love you from you? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Say it. You know what? You too cool for me, man. You too cool, bro. You don't have to be like that, Lavish T. Williams. You don't have to be like that, man.
This guy.
I'm waiting. And now a word from our sponsors.
Right, where's those crickets at?
Hardwire Woman Center says, that's why I always say, although my club is secretive, it's not hard to find information if you know where to look. Amen. Great morning to you. I Dubai Street Glide. I Dubai ya. Next book, Out Bad, Story of a Dragon on a Motorcycle. I want royalties, says Big Lock Joker. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's so good to see you all this morning. So what happened was, I think I had a low blood sugar event that caused everything. Hey, everything went back because when I went into the hospital, my enzymes for my heart. So I did have a situation where my heart was involved, and it looked like I might have had a small heart attack because of my enzymes. I've learned
did
these.
Any of the Black Sabbath members reach out to you?
Yes, some a select few did.
Now let me ask you this, and this is, and I'm saying this not in a, to talk shit type of way. I'm saying this because you can have fallouts with different people, and we might not like each other for this or because of that, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to see you fucked up, or I want to see I want to see you dead, or I want to see you on harm's way. And I'm asking that to see if, even though you got some people that's against you as well as people that's with you, did any of those people that were against you or mad about the club side of things, did they at least reach out to you to say, hey man, I just want to check on your health type of thing?
Not one. Not one.
Yeah, they don't fuck with you then.
Not one.
Maybe they didn't see the podcast.
Yeah, that's what it is. Certainly, they're not looking anymore. Not one. Not one of those guys that you saw on that video on Insane Throttle. Not one of those guys. And what is disappointing for me for that is, let's just take the national president for instance. When his mother died from COVID, and we were on the outs at that time, that guy and I stood there by his side and held him and his brother, who had both done me wrong. I held them like they were my children as they cried as they lowered their mom into the grave. I mean, I've been there. I've treated them guys like my fucking sons. Yeah. I gave those guys everything of me. One of those guys had been one of my best friends for 20 years. Did that son of a bitch reach out? No. So, yeah. No, they didn't. Okay. Would have been nice, though. That would have been a good fairy tale.
No, I just, because even I've had people that,
you don't want to see them dead.
But when it comes down to life-threatening events or they safety, you have some of those people that you had a history with, you had some type of relationship with, even though we're not seeing eye to eye. It's like, hey man, I just want to check on you, make sure you're all right, or at least send some words that way.
OB Joe says that's because people are only as loyal as their options, Black Dragon. Yeah, that's true. Life is unfair in general. That's true, Mike Ball. I'm just glad you're okay, BD. I appreciate you, Mike Ball. I appreciate you for being on the phone with me and talking me through. I appreciate you, C. Ruger. I don't see C. Ruger on this morning, but my goodness, man, I just could not have made it. But listen.
We can't forget about logic.
No, cannot. And I tell you, all the people, but I do have some of my club brothers that stick with me like two sticks of mud, man, like Goose and man, I just could go down the list. I want to thank you, Mad Dog, and my brothers from the former Macon chapter of the Black Sabbath that we lost as a result of this BS. They were on the phone with me to check on me. So many people, even enemies called me up. Even enemy. Like I said, this guy from New York called me, and me and this guy, we've had horrible words, but he called me to tell me I love you, Black Dragon. So, hey, man, I feel good. I'm still alive, man. Feeling much better, but they've changed up my medicine regimen. But it's a call. It's a wake up call. One I'm glad I got to do better about my health as I'm getting older. I got so many friends now. I'll be 62 next year. in April. And I got so many friends that are walking up off this planet, man. Boom. Taking the dirt nap, using your Undertaker services. So many. Hey, C, is that C. Ruger, man? Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you. I appreciate all of you all. I even appreciate you, Lavish, even though you wouldn't tell me that you love me. That hurts me. One more time. I know you have it in you. I know it's there. I know it's there. I see it. Don't do like that. Don't be like that, man. Let's get to the story because Lavish ain't doing right. Hey, man, you guys know that the Hells Angels have been through some hell. This is a bad one right here. These guys got into a shootout allegedly. These guys allegedly got into a shootout on the highway a year or two ago. And the thing is they were in Vegas, and there were some vagos. I guess they went to a casino or something in Las Vegas, and then on the way out of Las Vegas, allegedly they were attacked on the highway. There was a shootout, and a lot of you guys talk about, I don't know why 1%ers don't want me to pass them, and I'll pass them if I want, and I don't know. Listen, when you hear the details of this story, you will understand why 1%ers can be particularly shitty to people who pass them up, because they really don't know what is going to be going on that highway. They really don't know. And this is a perfectly good illustration in this story. Allegedly, the Hells Angels waited to ambush them as they were coming up the highway and pulled into their pack, started kicking them, trying to kick them off their motorcycles, and eventually they shot them up. All kinds of craziness going on. So this is, if you want to know why are they so worried about that, I'll read to you the indictment here, and you can see, oh gosh, these guys aren't just being, well, sometimes they are just being dickheads, but they do have some reason for it. So anyway, what happened then was they were put up on all these gang enhancement charges. So the difference between gang enhancement charges and non-gang enhancement charges, if you beat somebody up and you get a year for aggravated assault or 5 years, but if they throw a gang enhancement charge, they're saying you belong to a criminal organization, and because you are furthering that criminal organization, all of a sudden we're going to add 3, 5, or 10 years to your sentence as part of your punishment for doing bad stuff and being in a gang and doing bad stuff for that gang. So it was very interesting because the court kicked it out. And this is a ruling from the Nevada Supreme Court saying, no, you can't kick it out, and this is why. So let's play this for you here, and then we'll move into the story.
Well, new at noon here, the Nevada Supreme Court ruled 7 alleged members of the Hells Angels motorcycle gang can face prosecution as a gang for a shooting 2 years ago on I-11 in Henderson, as those justices filed that unanimous opinion saying the Clark County District Court made a mistake in dismissing gang enhancements against the 7 men charged in the shootings. Authorities say Richard DeVries, the president of the Las Vegas chapter of the Hells Angels, and others involved waited on I-11 to ambush members of another motorcycle club, the Vagos Motorcycle Club, as they were returning from a Memorial Day weekend event in Culver City. Henderson police say 7 people were hurt in that shooting from 2 years ago.
44 of the culinary union strike against.
Okay, so as they were telling you in that news brief, that the fact that it was said that they could not be tried. Okay, this is some of the guys, and this is a picture. This is some of the guys that are being held right here and being tried. This is a picture of the day of the shootout there on the highway. This is the alleged president, Richard DeVries. This was that day on the highway. It was all shut down, all of that. So as the story goes, Las Vegas, 7 alleged members of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club now can face gang prosecution for the 2022 shootout on a Henderson freeway following a Nevada Supreme Court ruling. The High Court filed a unanimous opinion Thursday deciding that the Clark County District Court erred in dismissing the gang enhancement charges against the men charged for the shooting. And so the court said originally, no, you can't charge these guys as a gang because none of those guys in the gang have a criminal record. For all we know, this is the first time they ever got in trouble.
Oh wow, we got some good guys in there.
We got some good bad guys. Yeah, they've not been in trouble to the extent, and also the Las Vegas chapter of the Hells Angels has never been in trouble, never been indicted, never no drug thing, no like you see on TV, no big huge thing where you got all their shit posted on a table where you've arrested them and you got all their colors and shit on the table and all the guns and illegal dope and all that. They don't have none of that. We ain't no gang. We just had this one incident here where we had a little trouble. Give us our charges and let us go. All this gang enhancement stuff is crazy. But the High Court of the Supreme Court Thursday deciding that the Clark County District Court erred in dismissing the gang enhancement against 7 men charged in the shootings. Authorities allege that Richard DeVries, the president of the Las Vegas chapter of the Hells Angels, and others waited on Interstate 11 to ambush members of the Vagos Motorcycle Club returning from a Memorial Day weekend event in Boulder City. 7 people were injured in the shooting, according to Henderson police. The 7 suspects face a litany of charges, including several counts of attempted murder. And what we're looking at here is the affidavit. And when I read some of this affidavit to you, it's going to kind of you'll see kind of what's going on here. An officer. So this all came from an officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police. He specializes in investigating outlaw motorcycle clubs. So that's their gang witness. So they will always bring a gang witness to court. So it's going to generally be some kind of cop or something. And this cop will have, or it'll be one of those guys who, quote unquote, infiltrated the police department or the gang people. He infiltrated them or something. So they're going to always have this kind of person. And in this case, they have this one guy, an officer with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police who specialized in investigating outlaw motorcycle clubs, testified to the grand jury as an expert witness, saying that the Hells Angels members can be ordered to attack. See, watch this. The members can be ordered to attack if they encountered a rival club. And he also said there have been other violent encounters between Hells Angels and Vagos members in Nevada and in other states in the past. And this can be ordered if and other events in the past and other places is what they attributed to this one club, not things that they have done, but things that other clubs have done have now come to haunt them. It's crazy. It's crazy. The 7 men charged in the shooting filed a response arguing the evidence submitted did not support probable cause for gang enhancements because they had no history of felony convictions or documented violence against any rivals. Clark County District Court sided with them, saying, prosecutors have failed to show the Las Vegas chapter of the Hells Angels engaged in criminal activity to qualify them as a gang. In their opinion, the Supreme Court justices said the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department officers' testimony is inadmissible and that out-of-state history, is admissible. The Supreme Court said, rather, that the going against the lower court, that the Las Vegas Police Department officer's testimony is admissible. And watch this, man. Look at this. They said that out-of-state history can be used to determine that this is a gang, meaning that the trouble that other chapters have had in other places can be used to say this Hells Angels group is a gang, even though, and what they were doing was enhancing their gang, even though none of those guys had any previous charges, and their charter, they have charters, and their charter had never been accused of any wrongdoing, didn't have any of this stuff against them, never attacked an enemy. The Supreme Court said, that's okay. We're going to look at what other things that other chapters have done and attribute that shit to you. This is where it gets scary, bro. I can be held, because Lavish did something up there in Baltimore or Detroit, wherever the hell he is. I don't even know where he is. I could be held. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department's officer's testimony provided evidence, and this is what he did. He provided evidence of coordinated activities at the national and regional level. So he's talking about things that happened nationally and regionally and attributed that to that charter. The Supreme Court's opinion also stated that there was enough evidence showing that the Las Vegas chapter had enough ties to the larger Hells Angels organization, to warrant that grand jury consideration. Furthermore, the grand jury could reasonably infer that this violent behavior was not simply attributable to the impulses of individual members. You know how we will often say our motorcycle club is not a gang. We do have members that do some gangland shit, but so does the police department. So we're not a gang just because we got a few guys acting out. But the Supreme Court said that the grand jury could reasonably infer that this violent behavior was not simply attributable to the impulses of individual people, individual members. Rather, it is perpetuated and celebrated as central to the Hells Angels customs and culture, the Supreme Court wrote. And that is just not the customs and culture of any motorcycle club I've ever known, but that's what the Supreme Court said. DeVries and the 6 other men charged, Russell Smith, Stephen Allo, Cameron Traich, Taylor Rodriguez, Aaron Chun, and Rayan Malasago, are due back into court on January 29th for a status check, and a new trial date has yet to be scheduled. The new trial date is going to be now with this gang enhancement charge that the Supreme Court said can be used. Now, we're looking at the actual affidavit here in the Supreme Court of the state, and this is all of the people that are listed that are being charged. That's all of their names there. So this is a consolidated appeals from the district court orders granting in part pretrial petitions for writ of habeas corpus. So this lists all the attorneys involved right here, all the law offices, and then this is the opinion of the court. And the opinion of the court is respondents, all members of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, are charged with numerous offenses arising from the shooting, in which they allegedly ambushed and fired at members of the Vagos Motorcycle Club. The state appeals from district orders partially granting the respondents pretrial habeas corpus petition and dismissing the criminal gang sentence enhancement from the superseding indictment. So they're saying that this is to hear the dismissal of the gang enhancement charges. The Supreme Court says we conclude that that was an error, because the state presented at least, now look at this, my man. The state presented slight or marginal evidence to support a reasonable inference that the Hells Angels members commonly engage in felony level violence. Listen to this, my man. Slight or marginal evidence. We're going to grant this shit on slight or marginal evidence. It seems crazy to me, but it is right here in black and white. They gave us slight or marginal evidence to support a reasonable inference that the Hells Angels members commonly engage in felony level violence directed at rival motorcycle clubs, such that the group constitutes a criminal gang. We've got some slight or marginal evidence, so we're going to go with that. Thus, the state presented sufficient evidence to the grand jury to support a probable cause finding, which is all you need in a grand jury, right? All you need is a probable cause kind of thing, a slight kind of thing. Grand juries, I've heard, can prosecute they can return an indictment on a ham sandwich if they want to, and this is it. This is it right here. Thus, the state presented sufficient evidence to the grand jury to support a probable cause finding that the Hells Angels is a criminal gang under the statute, because the district court substantially erred in dismissing the gang enhancement charges. We reverse and remand facts and procedural history. So now, this is what made all this happen. And I always tell you guys, and now you can see that belonging in an outlaw motorcycle club can land you in trouble when these guys come up with these ideas. I know what let's do. I know what let's do. Let's get these guys. Let's get these guys who are coming down the freeway. Sometimes it's better to say, I don't think so, man, because they might get us for what the bros did 4 years ago in another city. So here we go. On May 29, 2022, motorcyclists gathered at the Hoover Dam for an organized ride in recognition of Memorial Day. That's the Boulder Dam. You ever been there? No,
No, I've never been there.
It's a really cool place to go for one day. It's really cool. You can go watch the video of how the dam was built and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool, the history of the dam. A whole bunch of people died building it, all this stuff. Shortly after the attendees dispersed from the dam, I guess, multiple motorcyclists were shot while riding in formation on Interstate 11 in Henderson. The state alleges that the respondents, Richard DeVries, Russell Smith, Stephen Allo, Cameron Treach, Taylor Rodriguez, Aaron Chun, and Ryan Malasago, members of the Las Vegas charter of the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club, laid in wait on the highway on a ramp and ambushed rival Vagos Motorcycle Club members as the Vagos group returned to Las Vegas from the Memorial Day ride. After entering the back of the Vagos formation on their own motorcycles. So you hear this? Vagos are allegedly riding in formation, and the Hells Angels ride up into the pack. So when you guys get to muttering and hollering, oh, they're just being, no, they get people riding up in their packs and shooting at their asses. This happens to 1%ers. This is part of the life they lead. Yeah. That's why I say stay the hell away from their ass when they're out there on the highway. They ain't playing. They can't afford to play. Shit gets real for them guys. And here you see it right here. So after entering the back of the Vagos formation, after riding into the back of their pack on their own motorcycles, the Hells Angels riders allegedly kicked at the Vagos to break up the group. Is that crazy? So you've seen that video where we've shown videos where they kick at you. Hey, they kick at the 1%ers too. They rolled up kicking at those guys. Eventually, they fired on individual riders. So they was kicking and shooting some kind of way. And 7 people were injured. During grand jury procedures, the state called this guy, Officer John Woosman, to testify as an expert witness. And we learned from the other article that he was part of the Las Vegas Police Department. Woosman is a Las Vegas, here we go, Metropolitan Police Department officer who previously specialized in investigation of outlaw motorcycle gangs. So this gives him the out. So, when you're going to be a court witness, they have to qualify you. and you have to have some expertise. And this gives him, and normally there's always a prosecution expert witness, and you kind of, it's harder to find a defense expert witness, of which I am one. Don't forget to use me if you need me. Yeah, come get the Black Dragon. But anyway, this is what qualified him to speak as an expert. So he testified on Hell's Angels organizational structure. He testified on their policies. But how could he know their structures and policies if he wasn't part of the club? But he obviously was able to testify on their structures, policy, and their history, at least their published history, including significant rivalries. Woosman stated that when a group of Hell's Angels members encountered a rival club, officers or full patch members may issue an order to attack. Not that they always do, not that they always have, but they can or may issue an order to attack. He also said all Hell's Angels members present are expected to fight if in a position to do so. In support of his premise, Woosman then provided a timeline of specific confrontations between Hell's Angels and Vagos in Nevada and neighboring states. This included the timeline of the Hell's Angels members or associates. So they're talking about support clubs and stuff like that. Engaging in 2 stabbings, 1 fatal, numerous shootings, firing a gun in a crowded casino, a severe beating, a pistol whipping, and similar confrontations. So individual acts by individual people in different Hell's Angels charters around various states were all put together and linked as this is their culture. And this is why these guys in Las Vegas should be considered a gang. Woosman then detailed 30 additional federal and state felony convictions of Hell's Angels members. Many, hello? Yeah, I appreciate that. Let me hit you right back. I'm sorry, when people start calling me in the middle of my video, people that know me, when they start calling me in the middle of my video, they're trying to call in on the show, but I still got so many people calling me to tell me that they are glad I'm gotten better, and I thank you for that call, and I will call you right back. The testimony included accounts of Hell's Angels members or associates engaging in 2 stabbings, 1 fatal, numerous shootings, firings, a gun in a crowded casino, a severe beating, a pistol whipping, and similar confrontations. Woosman also detailed 30 additional federal and state felony convictions of Hell's Angels members, many involving violence against other motorcycle clubs. Some of this testimony was accompanied by corresponding court records admitted as grand jury exhibits and evidence. The grand jury returned a true bill, and the state charged respondents by superseding indictments with numerous offenses, including 37 counts alleging that respondents committed the primary offense with the intent to promote, further, or assist criminal gang activity. The respondents, the respondents are the defendants. They filed pretrial habeas petitions challenging the superseding indictment, as we know, on multiple grounds, and that was granted. And the gang enhancement was thrown off, as we know. But the Supreme Court comes back and says, no, you can use that stuff, those other places, all those other people, all those other charges, all those other states, to say that that charter is a gang. So they said that there was the district court's decision that the lack of probable cause will stand absent of showing a substantial error. No, they came back and said, no, we find that it is right here. A finding of probable cause may be based on slight, even marginal evidence. Do you see that shit? A finding of, and they cited this Sheriff versus Miley and several other precedents to say that even though the evidence is shoddy or slight or even marginal, it can be used. A finding of probable cause may be used on slight or even marginal evidence because it does not involve a determination of guilt or innocence of the accused. It's just saying we have enough evidence to try you. Even if it's slight, even if it's marginal, since we're not deciding on your innocence or your guilt, we can use it to take you to court. But the state mostly wins once they get you in a court and have you all bunched up and looking together, looking crazy and all that kind of stuff. The state has such a high win. They win most of their cases. So you're fighting not to go to court at all based on slight or even marginal evidence. You're trying not to go to court at all, but the deck is stacked against your ass. That's what I want you to see. The deck is stacked against you, my motorcycle club brethren out there. When you get involved in this shit, nothing is going to go your way. Even if they've got to use slight or marginal evidence against you, let alone if you got some smoking guns in your hand and you got people shot off motorcycles and all this kind of stuff. These are the things you have to think about. So to commit an accused for trial, the state is not required to negate all inferences which might explain the accused's conduct, but only present enough evidence, even if it's marginal or slight, to support a reasonable inference that the accused committed the offense. So we can talk about guys that did some stuff in other states that belong to your motorcycle club and say, hey, we want to charge these guys as a gang. And even though you had nothing to do with that, nothing to do with those charges, and you don't have any charges ever, except for the one charge or whatever, the 37 counts they had on you. But other than that, you never had any charges at all. It doesn't matter. If the state meets its burden to show probable cause that the defendant committed the charged crime, it is substantial error for a district court to grant the pretrial habeas. Although deference has been accorded a district court's determination of factual sufficiency in this context, and they give some more cases. To the extent a district court's decision involves a question of law, this court reviews that decision de novo, meaning, hell no, we're going to reverse this. So, Nevada's criminal gang enhancement statute provides for an additional prison sentence to run consecutively to the sentence for the underlying offense for any person convicted of a felony committed knowingly for the benefit of, at the direction of, or in affiliation with a criminal gang, with the specific intent to promote, further, or assist the activities of the criminal gang. Expert testimony to show gang conduct status and customs is admissible in a proceeding to determine the existence of the criminal gang. So they're going to bring in a cop who used to prosecute or does prosecute or did prosecute biker gangs. They're going to bring in a cop that infiltrated biker gangs. If they got to go to another state, another city, somewhere else, they're going to bring in one of these cops that does this or did this, and he's going to establish your group is a criminal gang, and the state must show that one of the group's common activities is engaging in criminal activity punishable as a felony, apart from the conduct alleged in the charged offense. So they're not even they're gonna say not only this offense, but that all the offenses that they do are punishable as a felony. That individual members commit crimes to benefit that group is not enough to prove common criminal activity. Rather, the state must show the felonious action is a common denominator of the gang, that these guys get down just to commit crimes. So evidence of conduct of non-local Hells Angels members was relevant to whether the Hells Angels engages in common felonious activity. You hear that? Evidence of conduct of non-local Hells Angels. And I guess they could have gone around the world. I'm going to show you why. Members, non-Hells Angels members was relevant to whether Hells Angels engage in common felonious activity. Respondents urged us to disregard the evidence of criminal conduct presented to the grand jury because it does not represent the activities of the Las Vegas Hells Angels charter. So the defendant said, yeah, that's those guys. It's not us. It's not the Las Vegas Hells. This is our first trial. This is our first charge. So charge us for this. They only had 8 members at the time of the alleged shooting. The defendants noted that the state did not offer evidence that any member of the Las Vegas chapter or charter had a history of felony convictions or documented violence towards that rival club, the Vagos, or any others. But the language of the NRS 193.168 does not, listen to this, Lavish, does not set geographical boundaries when defining a gang. So we're not talking about you guys are a gang in Las Vegas. We're saying you're a gang worldwide. They could use the whole world to establish this. They said defining a criminal gang, they cite specifically, defining a criminal gang to include any combination of persons organized formally or informally, so constructed that the organization, here's the clues, the organization will continue to operate even if individual members enter or leave the organization. And they also cited these other cases stating that this court will not look beyond a statute's plain text to determine its meaning when the text is clear. And we have never held that evidence offered to prove gang enhancement must be limited to a particular subgroup, saying, doesn't matter if you are angels out there and the Vegas charter, you still belong to a gang. And now that you're in trouble, we're going to enhance your shit with gang enhanced stuff. Among the other jurisdictions with comparable statutes, most allow non-local evidence when determining whether a local subgroup is a gang, so long as there are sufficient ties between the subgroup. So what were the sufficient ties between the subgroup? So they tied them in. It shows here that they tied them in by saying that they went to some various, they went to regional parties and also helped collect money for other charters that had gotten in trouble with the law, and the fact that they helped collect that money, and the fact that they went to regional groups meetings where they were able to talk and discuss things, and regionally that tied them into the greater group. They take this from the Latin King gang to be reliable for RICO prosecution. They tie all this stuff together. It's amazing, really crazy. Woosman, the police officer, his testimony provided evidence of a hierarchical relationship and coordination of activities between the world, national, and regional levels of the Hells Angels. You see that? So some Hells Angel doing something in Great Britain could affect your ass in this case. This is that RICO stuff to the max. So Woosnam testified about the symbols and customs shared by the Hells Angels members, accompanied with photographic evidence specific to Las Vegas, while Woosnam characterized charters as semi-autonomous. So they said that, a lot of people say the clubs will use charters so they can't be tied together in RICO charges. He addressed that. He said charters are not completely autonomous, but semi-autonomous, and that they may develop their own bylaws. He noted that charter policies must not contradict the Hells Angels rules at the higher levels. Additionally, Woosnam testified that each charter is required to send a representative to monthly regional meetings to discuss rules, dues, and events, and report charter information up the chain of command for higher level oversight. Charters can also be required to raise money or pay fees to benefit other charters. This testimony was supported by records showing Las Vegas charters' participation in fundraising efforts for the Arizona and California Hells Angels members facing federal charges arising from the deaths of 3 people in Laughlin, Nevada. They went all the way back there. Finally, Woosnam testified that formal borders are insignificant with respect to the Hells Angels rivalries, describing multiple instances of retaliative violence occurring in one state following conflict in a neighboring state. So because of all of that from the great Officer Woosman, we conclude that through this evidence, the state established a sufficient link between the Las Vegas Charter and the largest Hells Angels organization, and we're going to now try them as a gang. So, my friend, that is how that worked. And that's why you're going to see those guys now on trial, not only for the things that they did, but for the things that their brothers have done. And it's going to be big like that.
Man, I felt like I was on I felt like I've been like listening to an extended version of Law and Order.
Well, that's what happened. It is an extended version of Law and Order. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Oh man, God dog. All right, so there we have it.
Yeah, we fleshed it out. I guess we could have said it in 3 minutes, but now you know why. Hardwire says gang enhancement should be illegal and unconstitutional. It's discrimination. Well, I think that the RICO, like, how are you going to charge me for something Lavish did up there? Like, he killed somebody that was underneath it. Somebody came running at him because, the tow truck thing, he was taking their truck, and he had to get at him, and now they're coming at me like, wow, no, that was Lavish in them up there.
You know how the law and their predictions and summaries are, and how they make stuff make sense in the court of law to get their point across for their conviction, to keep their conviction rate high.
Yeah. They're doing it, man. Patrick says if Black Dragon does not know that the Undertaker loves him, that's on Black Dragon. No, you got to tell people you love them. Can the national COC lobby against enhancements per state? Yes, they can. And that's why we need to support our lobbying organizations, because we don't have many and we need to support them. Sounds like they threw a blanket to get any of it to stick. Yeah, they threw a blanket of mud against the wall. And it worked. Sounds to me like they're making it up as they go. No, I read it to you. They actually have laws stating that they could do every damn thing they did. Wonder how many people still want the P seat after reading that phrase. Out of state history can be used to determine gang activity. Papa Penguin, you are absolutely 100% correct, man. How many people are going to still want that P seat when they see that? Black Dragon, I want to hear your side. Did you surrender a Black Sabbath cut or colors to 1% Club? Hell no. No, the national president surrendered our colors to a 1% Club. The national president of the Black Sabbath Nation surrendered our effing cut and then called me to go get it back. I'm the guy who went and got it. That's who I am. I'm the guy who went and got the cut. I say that on national television for anyone to see. I went and got the cut back. I was the only person who could get it. All right. And I still have it. And not only did I get it, but I still have it. As well as many, many, many others, because many of the chapters have just come and turned the ones that left us have come and just turned the colors over to me, because I am, after all, the guy they got them from. The lies. Hello, brother from Germany and La Familia MC. What's up? Hey, man, it's good to see you in Germany. Good morning, Black Dragon. I'm glad you are much better today. Not sure if you heard of the Libre sensor. I've been using it for a couple of years and they work great. I have one now. Bro, if it's true, just say so. Get it out. Remember, PR your own story. It is coming out. The story is in my book, President's Bible, Chronicle 2, Betrayal and the Brotherhood. which is due out on shelves in January, right after we publish Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. I'm very adamant about this story. It is one of the most disgusting things I ever saw was when the national president of our motorcycle club gave our colors away to a 1% motorcycle club. That happened. He was scared, and he turned on a brother. And that's one of the well, we can get into it, but I'm not afraid of that story. That they were afraid to give me a trial because that shit would have come out. If you want to know, I mean, you can ask me anything. I'm an open book, always have been. Made it to the love, but I got to rewind, so I'll have something to listen to in this truck. Yeah, man. Good morning, Black Dragon. So happy you seem to be doing better today. I'm doing so much better. Morning, Lavish T, says Steve Posey. It's always real.
What's up?
Shit gets real for anybody on two wheels, says Verisid. Side note on Hoover Dam, there were several men who fell to the bottom and their bodies could not be retrieved. Their remains are part of the dam. What? Wow. I don't think I realized that. They fell to the bottom and their bodies couldn't be retrieved. Are they part of the mud or part of the cement? Don't forget the air quotes when saying expert. Yeah, expert. Chat room. When does Hollywood Insane Throttle come on each day? He doesn't come on every day anymore, Big John Locker. I don't think he comes on every day anymore. Prosecutor would end up using you as his witness if you're a gang expert. No, not if you decide to be a witness just for the defense. Then you don't have to be a prosecuting expert. Glad to hear you're back. Thank you for your responding back to me on IG. Sorry I've been silent during most of the show, but I've been driving. It feels good to be back home and out of the hospital. SNS, did you go to the hospital too? I know I feel good to be out of the hospital. Hey, Black Dragon, glad you're still on this side of the grass. Yeah, this side of the dirt map. I'm glad to be on this side of the dirt map. Let's see. SNS, yeah, that's what we're asking. SNS, did you have a health scare too? I didn't know, but if you did, man, maybe we'll see down here in the comments if you had a health share too. Police equals Chomo. Police Chomo. At all costs, avoid any participation in public follies. Vera Sid, you're right. When the club says, let's go get this guy, and you realize it's going to be in the public, they're going to have some kind of camera or video somewhere. It takes money to defend it. Although you might win, you still lose money-wise. And you lose your job, and you lose your freedom, and you can't make a living because you're out on bail. They got all kind of shit going on. You just don't want to face it. I'll see y'all on Mike's if y'all make it. SNS is out. He went over to Mike's side. Here are Vegas Profile Stories. Hey, man, good to see you. You guys, if you don't watch Vegas Profile Stories, you need to go check him out. This guy's an excellent storyteller. All you have to do is threaten somebody or punch somebody, and you don't even have to be a current gang member. You can be a former gang member and still be tried under Nevada's racketeering law. See, Vegas knows all about Vegas Profile Stories knows all about that because he's out there, and he doesn't do just biker stuff. He does gang stuff. He talks to all the gang members, ex-prison guys. I think he actually spent some time in prison. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think he might have spent some time. He knows that shit inside out, and so you get those stories from him. And if he's telling you this, he knows this. All you have to do is threaten somebody or punch somebody. You don't even have to be a current gang member. You can be a former gang member and still be tried under Nevada's racketeering law. So there you go, right there. What's up, Shadow? Late to arrive. He's part of the We MC family. That's me, We MC. Lavish, you're hovering on BD like a vulture. Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to read that. Frank, stop being like that first thing in the morning. Oh, my boy, Frank Cemetero. Racketeering in Nevada usually gets you 6 to 15 years, says Vegas Profile Stories. Gang enhancement usually gets you 8 to 20 years. Damn. And those are always run consecutive to whatever the sentence has been handed down. Does consecutive mean it runs after? So you do your first 6 to 15 years, and then there's another 8 to 20 on the back of that. Jesus. Is that what consecutive means? Knives Are Live says riding with dudes is weird. No, riding with dudes on the back of your motorcycle is weird. Riding in the same group with them is what motorcycle clubs do. So there you go. And then Knives Live says, and I'm out. Bye. Like your podcast as well as Vegas. Okay, so some people like us. So to sum it up, and not so many words, guilty by association. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's what it is. And you better know it. Last time I spoke to Pee Wee, we talked about rest. Okay, that's some Vegas profile stories. I know a guy in the last A-Dub Rico in Nevada who was out and robbed somebody on their backpack. It wasn't further anything for the gang. It was to further his own pockets. He got 17 years for racketeering. Damn. If I'm not mistaken, that's the same national president Get Back Day guy on his council that was a PDF file too. Damn. If I'm not mistaken, says Vegas Profile Stories, that's the same national president Get Back Day guy on his council that was a PDF file too. I'm not sure what he meant by that. Thank you, Black Dragon, for your response concerning the cut. Yeah, Big Lock, Big Lock Joker. I've been doing some digging and salute, Lavish. Hey, Vegas Profile Stories gave you a salute, Lavish. There's an entire city.
Appreciate that.
There's an entire city underneath Lake Mead. They flooded the town that all the workers lived in once the dam was built. Oh, wow. You got to see that story about how the Hoover Dam was built. There was a city those people were in deplorable conditions, but they had to do that. It was during the Great Depression. Those people didn't have any jobs, and a lot of people died. There were some black people that actually were on the dam. They had the worst jobs of all. Black Dragon got a brand new Harley last week. Good. Well,
Black people on the dam.
Yeah, there's some black people that helped build that dam.
Couldn't have been me.
They had the worst jobs ever. They didn't have rules like how you protect people and workman's comp and all that shit. If you got hurt building that dam, you just got your ass hurt or killed or crumbled up. There was a lot of people that died building that dam. Black Dragon got a brand new Harley last week. Carnalis 619. I mean, I'm happy for you and everything. I'd have been
right
happy.
on. Another Harley guy, man. That's what's up. You're gonna love that shit.
Yeah, I'm happy for you and everything, man. I'd have been happier if you got, an Indian. They still have those. Now you're gonna be broke down on the side of the road with Lavish. We're gonna have to stop the pack for your ass and all that. These guys with these Harleys, man. By this action, I feel any club, 99% or 1% that interact for any reason can be and will be sucked into the BS. Shadow, I agree. I agree with you on that. I agree. Vegas Profile Story says that's right. Prayers to the big guy in the sky for you, Black Dragon. Stay healthy in 2025. Thank you, Mikey Jones. I appreciate you, man. It is good to still be here. Jamie Ruman says, Vegas Profile Stories, what does George mean about your boy Ventura Rob, who is the rat? I don't know. They're talking to each other now. Okay, so that's all the comments. I appreciate Vegas Profile Stories for showing up and giving us some clarity. Anything that's happening in Vegas, and he's going to know about. And so he did do some coverage on this. You can go to Vegas Profile Stories. He did do some coverage on this thing as well. And so, go get his take on it for sure. And check out his channel in general. It's really interesting. I just can't believe like some of the people he talks to and stuff. I just be like, damn, that guy's scary. He talks to bad guys like you used to be, Lavish.
No, they probably way worse than me, man. I mean, listening to some of these stories and shit, I ain't got nothing on them guys, man. I wasn't that bad compared to them bad guys.
Oh my goodness, man. So when George was indicted, Rob was put on the witness list in the grand jury. Rob testified in that grand jury, just that George did not give the order to blow up the tattoo shop. Oh, I wonder what they're talking about. All Harleys don't leave you on the side of the road, Black Dragon. Yes, they do. Y'all
No, they
stop
don't.
that.
No,
Yes,
they
they
don't. Don't say no stuff like that.
Yes, they do. I've ridden across country with too many of them. All right, guys. That's about an hour for us. I definitely appreciate you all. Thank you so much for looking after me, calling me. My phone is just ringing off the hook, calling me, giving me your love and appreciation. I just can't thank you enough for that. And anything for you? Oh, listen, tomorrow, our special guests are Foxy and Butter from the Proc.
I was just about to say that. I got them on the podcast tonight.
How you gonna get them before me?
Cause I am biker. I'm not biker news, but
Yeah, what are you? How the hell you gonna get my guest before me? What the hell?
You're late, man.
I am.
Up. Yeah,
I am.
I will have them on the show tonight, 8:00, man. Talking about the Proc, but I'll leave some stuff for tomorrow as well.
Leave some stuff because you'll be here tomorrow.
Right.
Leave a thing or two.
But it's gonna be, every viewer is not. We're not gonna have all of the same viewers, so the information is still gonna be able to, be spread out amongst various different groups of people and people in different locations. So
absolutely,
the word is still gonna spread or whatnot.
Absolutely. Black Dragon, in your piece of the rock, Lake Lanier covers a small town just above the dam. Yes, it does. It was an all-black town that got flooded to make Lake Lanier, and those people were not.
Lake Lanier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard of it from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Really?
Yeah, because on the show, that's where it was an episode and they were talking about going to Lake Lanier.
Wow.
I just know the name. Never knew anything else about it, but it was just the name. I remember the name from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, I can't imagine taking a trip to it.
Come on NBC with Will Smith.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah, I knew. Don't do me like that. How am I not going to know the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? I knew him when he was a rapper.
I did too.
He was a bubblegum rapper for a long time.
Did not look at the guy.
He was not a hardcore, he wasn't a gangster rapper.
He never tried to be.
No, he never tried to be. I remember that one time they said he couldn't rap and he came out with Summertime.
Summertime was a classic, man.
Yes, it was, man.
That's a classic.
Yeah. So when they tried to say he was just an actor and he couldn't rap anymore and all that,
he just came out with a hard rap song that kind of just this year. It was like a rap song, like, where did Will come with this stuff? It was some fire. I said, wow, I've never heard that guy rap like he did some rap like some urban hood rap. Yeah.
Soul Brother 30 said all Harley Davidsons do not leave you on the side of the road. They also leave you at the house. You can't even get them out of the garage. I remember it used to take us like 45 minutes to start this one guy's Harley. We before they came up with electric starts, we had to take turns jumping on them. we had to take turns.
You going way back in the day.
On the Kickstarter, you'd put your hand on the front brake and just not even have your body on the bike. You jump on it with your left foot. It was so hard. You jump your whole body on the thing, and you would do it 10 or 15 times till you couldn't do it no more, and then the next guy would take over. And finally, that son of a bitch would crank up 40 minutes later. Man, don't talk to me about Harleys. You don't even know.
I don't want to know, man. I want to stay with current times, man. That's it.
We'd kickstart those sons of bitches. We'd kickstart them, we'd push start, and we'd do everything we could. Sometimes you just put it away and come back out tomorrow, and it would magically start on the first kick. Oh, my goodness. Vegas is still talking about George. We even offered to pay George if he would come on live and debate Rob on the issue, and George declined every time. See, Vegas goes after his story. I'll pay you to come on. Most indigenous people's communities are buried under lakes, says Vera Sid. Most indigenous people's communities are buried under lakes. I wouldn't doubt that. Anyway, you guys have an awesome day. Tonight at 8:00 on Lavish T. Williams' YouTube channel will be Foxy and Butter of the Motorcycle Club Professional Conference, or convention rather, that's coming up January 9th through the 12th. I will be a featured speaker there. In case you guys want to come out, I will be a featured speaker there.
It'll be a long day then.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what? You know what? There's no love from you.
That's going to be a long day, man.
But it'll be informative. So I'll be speaking, and Lavish will be there, and you guys need to learn about the professional motorcycle convention. It's going to be lots of fun parties. Fine ass females from across the country will be there, and I mean fine females will be there. If you like that sort of thing. Which I do, and Lavish does. And you're going to find out about that tonight at 8:00 p.m. on the Lavish T. Williams show. And tomorrow morning, they will be on my show as they make their rounds to let everybody know about their convention they have coming up. All right. Anything else, Lavish?
No, man, that's just about it, man. So you're going to hear, and this would be a fair statement. You're probably going to hear about the Pro convention first on the Lavish T. Williams show.
No, because we talked about it first on my show many weeks ago. But you'll get the interviewees.
I had it scheduled since last year. Seeing that I did this,
you'll get the interviewees on first. Yes, you'll get to interview the people who bring the show. I'm not mad at you, Lavish. I'm so glad.
I just had to throw that out there with you because you seem shocked to say, how did you have them be dragging? I had them in 23 on the show.
Yeah. You know, I hate you young people. Y'all are just, y'all are all over shit nowadays. You can't be slow around y'all. That's how come young people keep you young. You can't get decrepit messing around with young people. They can't.
Gotta stay quick. You gotta stay quick on your feet.
Stay quick. You gotta stay in the gym. One of these young people will slap you in the mouth, and you gotta give that mofo 30 seconds of hell. Yeah, stay quick.
I'm going to try to stay away from that kind of stuff with all the charges that people get nowadays. I don't want to have no problems. No, I don't want to do any physical altercation, because if you punch a guy and talk to him, now he's aggravated assault.
After you talked, you should have just hit him. You should have been talking to his ass while you were hitting him.
Right. You got to be silent, because he
I know you're right on that, man. OG Puppet says the proc is sold out. Can the proc be sold out?
Yeah, it is. And from what I was told last year, and I was satisfied with last year's event, but they said that last year's event for them was still pretty low due to the fact of the temperature in Indianapolis. So if you were impressed by that, just imagine.
It was impressive. Last year was impressive, but it was cold as a bitch.
It was in the negatives. And they're saying by, that kind of, killed a lot of people. And I said, wow, if that made the turnout not be as great as it normally be, then I have no idea what to expect for the Proc to be in Atlanta.
Well, the last time the Proc was in Atlanta, when a guy by the name of Big Dog helped to host it, he told me they had sold 10,000 tickets for the damn party alone.
Jeez.
They have a party on Saturday. I think there were 10,000 people at that party.
Man, I can't wait to get to that party, man. I had a ball last year.
Yes.
I can't wait to do it again this year.
Yes, I can't wait either. I'll be selling books there, autographing books. If you have my book and you've bought it and it doesn't have an autograph, come get it autographed. And we'll have a booth there. We'll be speaking there, and we'll be partying there. We'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and leaving Sunday morning, January 9th through the 12th at the PROC, the Motorcycle Club Professional Convention, where you'll learn all kinds of things about how to run your motorcycle club properly, how to start a nonprofit, how to learn about things that happen with the COCs, and they have presidents, they have breakout sessions, and they teach presidents, and they teach PROs, and they teach sergeant at arms, and various things. They have general breakouts for all the members. So you just learn how to do this stuff in a professional way, motorcycling and in motorcycle clubs in a professional way. And then there's the party that happens on Saturday night, where all the honeys come out, bro.
Oh, I like that party.
Boy. And and
everything is in the and we can wait till tomorrow, because we're going to be saying a lot of the same stuff. But I like the fact that if you were to fly in, you don't necessarily need a rental car, because they make the event where you don't have to leave a hotel. And it might sound like, who wants to be in a hotel for the whole weekend? It's just that much stuff going on in the hotel that you don't have to leave. Last year, I did not leave the hotel after I checked in.
Not one time. I didn't even leave to go get any food.
Everything was there.
Everything was there. When they had it down in Louisiana, down in New Orleans, it was the same thing. You never. Some people left to walk up and down Bourbon Street, but other than that, you just never. I have never left the hotel. Anytime I've ever gone, I've never left the hotel. It's that much fun. It's a blast, man.
No.
All right, Lavish. We're out of here. We'll talk about it. You'll talk about it tonight. I might even show up tonight, so you might want to send me a link, bro, or I'll be in the comments. And we will do this tomorrow. I appreciate you, Lavish. Thank you. Even though you wouldn't, tell me what I needed to hear, I still appreciate you. No? No? Lavish. You really shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't be like that, Lavish.
I'm just blinking my eyes.
God is watching you. God's watching you, Lavish. Hey, man. Thank you, young man. Take care. Have a great day.
All right.
I'm Black Dragon. There's still love out there for me somewhere. I'm not bothered. I'm having a great time. Hey, listen, you guys hear it in me. I am so happy to be alive and still with you. Like, share, and subscribe if you will. Tomorrow night is my bike night, so make sure to show up for that. You can support the channel. $ BikerPrez, P-R-E-Z as the Cashapp. jbunchii at AOL.com is PayPal. And find me on Twitter, now known as X, at jbunchii, stands for John Bunch II. Black Dragon Biker TV can be found on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Instagram, jbunchii. BlackDragonsGear.com. Go there to get my latest products, including my newest book, Motorcycle Club Protocol. We're broadcasting live on the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos on Spotify and iHeartRadio and iTunes. This will be the last month of broadcasting live. Everything else will be a podcast you have to download. My people are dropping the broadcast live option, and we're trying to find a new one. If you want to reach me, 404-692-0336, 404-692-0336. You can email me at blackdragon@blacksabbathmc.com, blackdragon@blacksabbathmc.com. My bike night is tonight at the Dragon's Lair. Is tomorrow night at the Dragon's Lair, 3393 Lawrenceville Highway, Tucker, Georgia, 30084, Building 2, down the hill behind the furniture store across from Public Storage. If you want to get in touch with me, clarity.fm/black-dragon to talk about any issues you may have. Clarity.fm/black-dragon. Clarity.fm/black-dragon. Lavish T. Williams can be found on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and you can hit him on email at info@lavishtwilliams.com. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you. Love you. Thanks for being there. Let me find my out button. You guys be careful and take it easy and all those sorts of things. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospect's Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
It's definitely a big issue for you too. But I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute. What's up, Mama Roll? I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute and what our responsibilities are and what we need to think about. Because if you don't really know what's going on the set, you can find yourself in kind of a precarious predicament if you make the wrong kind of moves or do the wrong kind of things when this kind of stuff goes on. So, when officers get into a war with one another, what should 99%ers do? Here's 10 things you should know. Thing number 1, stay in your lane. Find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. If you're a president, you want to find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. What I mean is, the set can be volatile. It can be very dangerous. And when you have that kind of thing going on, this set's not safe. So, as a 99%er motorcycle club, what you want to find is yourself in your business, in your lane, while all of the fancy stuff gets handled on other levels.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? On other levels. Tried to tell you suckers, Black Dragon is the man. The Black Dragon is the man. A real OG. Bonafide, certified, a true MC. The Biker Boys. The Biker Boys. It's in the house, most definitely. Blow the whistle for Black Dragon, Biker TV. That's right, I said Biker TV. See, one day, young Dragon made his way out the Navy to become a prospect. Some people thought he was crazy, but 5 years later, hard work became a habit. He became the president of the mighty Black Savage Nation. MCs, y'all, respectfully. Biker TV at its best. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get his prospect Bible book. So proud of him. Man, he just don't know. He's a real legend. And y'all know it, and I know it. That's right, Black Dragon. That's right. Glad I met you, my friend. Black Dragon. I'm the Midnight Ghost Rider. Dub V, y'all. Love you, Black Dragon. Peace. And get skinny. Like and share. Goodbye.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.